What's up, and welcome back to the Section 10 podcast, episode 516, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It is the home of your soon-to-be 2025 World Series champion Boston Red Sox. My name is Jared Carabas, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Coley Mick, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Tyler Milliken, and he killed his dog Bullet, and you can't teach that. Bada boom. Realest guys in the room. Steve, how you doing?
Ooh, what up, Section 10 in the building?
In the mother fucking building. Presented by Blue Moon.
Suck one.
Produced by Jake Yazzie.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, Jake. I'm sick. Tyler's sick. I've been sick for a week and a half. Coley thinks I caught the C word. Yeah, I was a couple days ago on Baseball's Dead wearing sunglasses inside like some former MVPs.
Scott Zolak.
Yeah, I had the double conjunctivitis, and we're just gonna fight through this one. I was on the fan last night, just like trying to I was like trying to throw in like dramatic pauses because I had to cough, and I would just be like, and you know what, Keith, the thing about the Red Sox and all this, you can't count them out, you know. And I was just fighting, man. I've been battling for almost 2 weeks now with this, just like the Red Sox and the Juan Soto sweepstakes, just like it. You know, it occurred to me that the Red Sox signed a player. You know, it occurred to me the other day that the Red Sox just went out there and they added a player to their roster. And it got me thinking, Tyler. It got me thinking, you know, if they can do this, what can't they do? You know, like
that's what everyone's saying after this signing.
That's kind of what it got me thinking, where, man, that was unpredictable. I didn't have that on the bingo card. And go back to September, I didn't have Juan Soto to the Red Sox on the bingo card either. So, you know what? The silver lining here, folks, is, man, this is an offseason of surprises, isn't it? And wouldn't it be nice if Juan Soto to the Red Sox was another one? That's all I'm saying. That was my takeaway. You guys can take it from here.
I think we all have the same takeaway. I think we all thought the same thing of like, obviously this means we're getting Soto because it's a bunch of summer off-season of surprises coming up for Christmas at Fenway. No, I mean, the first reaction is I thought it was a fake account. I saw the Ken Rosenthal tweet and just immediately was like, well, they're not signing Chapman. There's no way that would actually happen, because I have Castillo muted now and have for some time.
You
I
guys
would recommend
hate each other, huh?
No, I just recommend muting him because it's the, you know, he throws those flyers out there every 3 seconds and I can't do it anymore. And I figure if somebody else actually gets the report, then they can credit Castillo and I can just know it came from him, and that's all I really need.
He's also had some very questionable behavior lately on that app.
Oh, yeah. And
like
for
what?
quite some time.
What's he doing?
Quite some time.
Let's just say there were certain airports that were alerted to the things he was putting out on
I
his
saw
account.
that. Yeah. What did he say?
He's like, I'm on the plane, get ready to move. And we're like,
Yeah. It was something like that. It was something crazy. Yeah, he was like, yeah, man, it's about to go down, baby. I'm on the plane.
I'm bringing this thing down.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think fucking Big Justice and Big Boom AJ do on planes? Like, they can't go 2 seconds without saying, boom, boom. Like, that's gotta be super concerning, right? Like, they can't, like, obviously a flight attendant is gonna be like, do the thing, and it's like, well, we're on a plane right now, but you know that they do it. Like, they're sitting in not
they're getting
first class,
snacks on
but
the
like
plane
economy.
doing the booms. Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, these pretzels get 5 big boom, 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 boom. Like, they're definitely doing that.
Imagine trying to nap next to those guys. Like, God, what the fuck, man? Like,
Can't
you've
do
been
it.
booming this whole flight.
Whole
Can we
flight.
get these out of the way? Come on.
They're like Pokemon, where they can only say their names. Like, they don't say anything else.
Yeah.
They're just booming. No
Constantly
disrespect. I'm a fan. And I can't even get on Chris Castillo for what he did, because I did something similar, I believe.
Jeez.
No dramatic pause there.
This might be clean 40.
I was flying to Houston in 2011, and this is I think I would chew my tobacco more freely than I do now. And my buddy was like, "Would you like a stick of gum for the flight?" And I said, "No, I'm going to pack a bomb on the plane." And people heard me say that, but I didn't. Tyler, that's what it's called. Like, oh, I'm going to pack a bomb. Like, that's what Coley, back me up here. Is that not what we would say?
Time is.
That's the phrase.
That's a 5-boom phrase.
But
Five
it didn't
booms.
even like register like,
No.
oh, you know, this is not the time or space for that.
No. I mean, like, I at that point, I was just so used to flying, being in airports. It's like, yeah, I'm going to pack a bomb on the plane, or like, I'm not going to chew gum. So I've done that. I've done that. I've made that.
Like, those two things do not correlate.
Yeah.
What happens? Did someone come and talk to you?
No, but people looked. They thought that I was doing it on purpose, and it really was just a mental lapse. Like that does happen from time to time. So I kind of level with Catillo there.
Shout out Catillo. But yeah,
Shout out
Aroldis
Underdog.
Chapman's on the Red Sox.
Shout out
how
Underdog.
crazy is that? Underdog.
Shout out Underdog. Yeah. Big shout out to Underdog, because it's the greatest time of the year again. Football's back, and it's here to stay until February. Which February 1st, Steve, is
WrestleMania.
Nope.
Just kidding.
Yep. That was a test.
That's a test.
For me.
Yeah, of course.
But for you, February 1st is.
You know.
Yep, it is.
Say it.
Say it at the same time.
It's the.
Come on, let's do it at the same time.
Royal Rumble. Yeah. Yep. It is. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. Went up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player's stats like touchdowns, passing yards, and more. Did the Patriots win last week? No.
Nope, they haven't won in a minute.
When's the last time they won?
The Bears.
Oh, yeah, I remember that game. They beat Devin
The
Hester.
Bears.
Mhm.
Yes, Hester was the only
Jay
one that scored in
Cutler.
that game for the
Yep,
Bears.
Jay Cutler. And,
Cutler was awful.
Who's that other guy?
Brandon Marshall.
Marty Booker.
No, big white guy.
Urlacher?
Yeah, Brian Urlacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his move.
Yeah.
Brady juked him.
Yep. Making picks on Underdog is Brady's retired. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head on over to Underdog's simple to use mobile app, or you can go to underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with the promo code Jared. That's JARED, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. I think everyone that's gathered here today, or listening rather, they want two things from us. They want their Juan Soto talk. They're going to get it. I don't know what it's going to satisfy for them, because the number one thing that I'm coming to learn is that the fans of this show and Red Sox fans in general think that we are like withholding information. Like we're the only people that know where Juan Soto is going to sign, and we know things that aren't out there publicly, and we're just hanging on to them for some weird reason, which is just not the case. Like there's no Area 51 of Juan Soto information. Like there is no inner circle unless you work for Scott Boras. And even if you work for Scott Boras, I still don't think that you really know unless you're Scott Boras.
There's a chance Scott Boras doesn't fully know. I feel like the only one that really knows is Juan Soto right now.
Juan Soto might not even know. Juan Soto might be waiting for
Casas
a team
says
to. Yeah, there's a chance that Juan Soto still doesn't know as of right now. On this recording, Wednesday night, December 4th, 2024. Still, yes. So we'll get to some Juan Soto chatter, but the Red Sox signed Aroldis Chapman, which I thought was a sick joke. I was actually in therapy at the time, online therapy. And this is not an ad read. This is real life.
It's actually pretty convenient. That's kind of where you want to be when this deal goes down.
Yeah. Saw it come across on my phone and like laughed, but it was one of those like pain laughs. I was just like, like, like kind of like when you dip your, like when you're going into the ocean and it's really cold and then you get to your balls, like you can do your legs, right? Like you like walk out and like you're like your legs. It's like, it's cold, whatever. But then you really struggle with getting your penis in the water.
What's the sound? The second your
You're
balls hit, what's the sound?
Like that. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah, like you know what I'm talking about. Like Tyler, when's the last time you've been in the ocean?
A couple months ago. I love the ocean. I'm a big swimmer.
So you know what I'm talking about. Like when you walk out and it's like, yeah, like up to your quads is fine. But then once you get to the fucking gooch, like once your gooch is getting fucking salt water on it, then it's just like, woo, like that.
I don't know. Listen, for me personally, I run very warm down there, especially in those months of the year. So it's very soothing for me. I kind of let it soak and float a little bit, if you know what I mean. What? What are you guys looking at me like that for?
You have very buoyant balls. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
how big are these balls, dude? He's just in the ocean, huge nuts just floating.
Listen,
like,
when you take
man.
gravity out of the equation, things move in certain directions.
I promise
I don't know.
gravity's
I don't
not
know.
taken out of the equation just because
Water?
you're water.
I feel like I was making a great analogy there, and then
It
you
is.
kinda
The
just took
worst
the
is
wind out of
when
my
like
sails.
you're waiting and you're doing the mental gymnastics and then a little fucking wave pops up and just like
Bop.
slaps
Yeah.
them a little bit. And you're like,
Yeah.
like that's like you weren't ready. You weren't
Yeah.
mentally ready for
Yeah.
it. Tyler apparently goes balls first into the ocean.
Yeah,
No, I
Huge
like
nuts.
it. I get to the beach and I'm walking towards the water. I don't even put my stuff down.
yeah, that's weird.
Fully clothed. Just, it's just
Yeah, everything on.
Are you a
We're on
t-shirt in
people-
the water guy?
No.
Why
Yeah,
is everyone?
you are.
I would
I
have
am
bet
that.
everything.
Yeah.
I would have bet
That's
my life.
crazy.
I mean, it's a
Okay.
huge fat guy move, but you're a hairy,
Yeah.
aren't you?
A little bit, yes. But you guys saw, dude, I was ready to throw the shirt off the minute we got to Texas. I was in the pool shirtless.
Oh yeah,
without
that's
a fear.
true. Yeah, we have seen you in the pool. But you're not a t-shirt in the pool guy. You were a socks in the pool guy, which is even worse.
That's much worse.
I have
Yeah.
a weird texture thing with my feet sometimes that makes me uncomfortable.
You suck
I've worn
toes.
like socks in the ocean before.
Anything like that?
What'd you
You're
say?
dodging the question, T. You suck toes, T?
Yeah, you suck
No,
toes.
not a big toe guy, not a big feet guy.
All right.
Feet kind of gross me out, unfortunately. Into a lot of other things, though.
They actually signed Chapman. I
They
can't believe
they
it.
signed
So
Aroldis,
was Chapman.
and it was I saw the tweet come across and I was just like, oh God, I had to explain to this poor woman who is a therapist in Arizona. So she's not she's not into baseball whatsoever. So when I have to like explain my life to her, I'm just like, all right, baby steps here. And I'm like, so there's this guy, he got suspended for domestic violence. One of my most viral clips of my entire career, like millions and millions of views, is me shitting on his life because of this. He just signed with the Red Sox. And I thought we were getting somewhere with like the cleansing of the Red Sox clubhouse and like getting the bad seeds out and bringing the good seeds in, you know, this off season of the friends of Jared, everyone being linked to the Red Sox. And I was like, this is going to be great. And then Craig's like, you know what? Bring in Chapman. Get me Chapman. This is the guy he's the missing piece. And with Pablo Sandoval being a mortal enemy of mine on the Boston Red Sox, I felt, like the fans were against him. I think a lot of his teammates at the time didn't like him. And then the team recognized, like, all right, let's get this fat ass out of here. And they designated him for assignment with half the money still on the books. With Aroldis Chapman, this was a choice. This was the Red Sox saying, you know what, we're going to look past the suspension, which was what, in 2015?
Yep.
15. I don't know that enough time can pass to make me like look past that. I don't know. Like, I don't know. And I just, I'm not going to like stand up here and be like, oh, I'm disappointed in the Red Sox. I'm disappointed overall. Like, I don't want this guy on my team. I think it's odd that the Red Sox would take a PR hit. Like I saw, your former co-host, Joey Capone, his tweet was like, this is like the first time the Red Sox had some good PR going for him and fans were on their side for the first time in a long time. And then you go and sign Aroldis Chapman. Why? Well, it's like, well, we'll tell you why. Because they need a fucking lefty at the back end of their bullpen that throws with velocity. And strikes guys out. And that's what Chapman does. He also walks everybody. He puts a lot of guys on base. But
to his credit, though, the last 2 months of the season, it was a 2 walks per 9.
Cool.
It was better. It was improved.
That's fine.
It was 3 from July on.
I put it this way. I feel weird talking about like the baseball implications of like, oh, this is a good baseball signing. It's like, yeah, but I don't like the guy. I don't like the guy. And I will say this though, because I didn't go to Pedro's charity event this past November, but the one before, Chapman was there and we were like standing shoulder to shoulder. And I mean, it's not like he's ostracized from the baseball community. It's like,
no,
everyone there seemed buddy with him.
Liam Hendricks was in his IG comments today, like hyping him up.
Yeah, I don't think he's hated by other baseball players. And
no, I don't think so either.
One thing that happened last year when he signed with the Pirates, he was asked about it immediately, and he gave a long answer about it. And that is very rare for athletes. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like he's the only athlete who has allegations.
That's another part of this.
Plenty of people in Boston right now are walking around with Kristaps Porzingis jerseys on and talking bad about the Chapman signing. It doesn't make a lot of fucking sense. We just saw the Patriots with open arms bring back Jabril Peppers with an active ongoing case that we don't know many details about other than it doesn't sound great. None of this is to justify what happened, but for everyone else I just listed, I haven't heard them speak at length like Chapman did last year when still being asked about this, to Jared's point, 9 years later. It's something he wears. It doesn't make him a good person. It would definitely be better if he hadn't done that and would never have to talk about it, no doubt. But in terms of every athlete I can think of the last 15 or so years who have been a piece of shit off the field to this extent, I haven't seen many of them stand there and talk about it and seem to have genuinely changed, hopefully for the better.
It's super rare to have a situation like this where you're bringing someone in that you can look at multiple negative reasons to bring them in. Like you have the obvious that we're talking about now, but also it's just Aroldis Chapman's on the Red Sox. Like of all active players in Major League Baseball, I was trying to, and remind me if I'm wrong here, like if there's someone I'm forgetting, I'm trying to think of anyone else I would be more surprised to see wearing a Red Sox uniform, and Chapman's way up there. There's like very few players. There's Judge, of course. Yeah, Judge.
Wander Franco.
Wander Franco actually might take the cake here. But no, this is a guy that obviously was with the Yankees forever that we looked at as a villain that's given up some enormous homers that birthed Joey McFly. We kind of did as well, by the way. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that moment against Rafael Devers in 2017. But yeah, just seeing and having Corey do the Photoshop for us, it's like, this is bizarre that Aroldis Chapman is going to be wearing a Red Sox uniform and actually pitching for the team. And that's just putting all the personal stuff aside. You then start factoring that in, and it's a pretty crazy signing at face value.
And it's the stuff like you go back to 2022, right? We just had this whole debacle with Kenley Jansen at the end of the year, just kind of choosing to leave. You know, you go to the end of 2022, worst year of Chapman's career. He knows he's on his way out of New York. Not sure if he's going to make the playoff roster. Supposed to throw a bullpen on a mandatory practice day before the ALDS. Just decides not to show up and stay home. They tell him, all right, go fuck yourself. And Brian Cashman and Boone had no problem destroying him in the media and being like, we haven't ever seen a player act like this or do something like that before. And that was a guy who'd been with the club for 6 years. Obviously had the stint with the Cubs, but you know, that's another factor in beyond the awful shit off the field.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to like get into the whole, well, the strikeout numbers. Like, yeah, I don't know.
What I can't stand is Bailey and Willard and Breslow. Their whole thing has been like, we're the pitching factory now. So I can't even really buy the argument we need to target a guy who already does the thing we're supposed to be teaching people. Like, if you guys are so good at that, why do this at all?
Well, I think they made it pretty clear they were looking for guys who threw really hard and were able to miss bats in the zone. Yeah. And like, I think that's kind of what it was, that you are going to have to pay something for that. Even a guy in like Chaim Bloom, I think, and I do believe a lot of these pitching first front offices and the nerdy types, they are very kind of against giving out lengthy deals to relievers. It makes them uncomfortable. I think when people were having the conversation with Tanner Scott, right? It's like, well, hey, you're giving $10 million to Chapman for 1 year. Tanner Scott's probably going to be closer to 15, but you're going to do it for 4. I think they probably looked at Scott and they looked at Chapman and said, under the hood, you know, whether you want to talk expected ERA, FIP, expected FIP. They look like very similar pitchers. Chapman misses even more bats. Scott walks a little bit less, but this was a way I think they saw we get similar value and we're not locked into a 4-year deal.
Are we positive, by the way, that this counts out Tanner Scott? I know we all jumped to that conclusion, but
it's
would
like
that be
2
100%?
lefties and they have
you got
Henry
Wilson.
I don't know how many lefties.
Yeah, true.
I
guess you get a little overloaded there, but I'm more just talking talent, and regardless of what side of the, what arm you're throwing from, he'd still be somebody that you consider.
I wouldn't be shocked maybe if it turns him towards Jeff Hoffman, but even that would surprise me because he's going to get 3 or 4 years. People are talking about him potentially starting now. I wouldn't be surprised if they jump in for someone they like for 1 or 2 years, the Clay Holmes of the world, or David Robertson.
He's talking about starting.
Talking about, yes, everyone's a starter now.
Kirby Yates, Chris Martin's still out there, even though I think he's going to be trying to pitch closer to home on the West Coast. But those are the things you kind of weigh out here. I think they're going to look for people on shorter term deals. They're not going to want to hang out, 4, 3 years, something like that regularly. And I'm not saying that's something you should be okay with, but I think that's their approach. And the Cubs bullpen has been known over the last 3 or 4 years how stingy they have been handing out money and how much they've spent on the bullpen overall.
It's just disappointing for a litany of reasons, but I can't have Sam Kennedy after the whole front office being fucking quiet about spending. Sam Kennedy starts opening his mouth the night Chris Sale won Cy Young, being like, we're spending everything again. We're all the way back. 2 years in a row now they've done this, and then their first 2 signings are bargain bin relievers, and Chapman for a different reason, obviously. But that you can't tell me, oh, Tanner Scott's the guy. Tanner Scott's the guy. Well, now he's more expensive than we thought. It's more year. He was always projected to get 4 years.
$455
that wasn't a fucking surprise.
to $465.
They're still not reading the market right.
I do try to not fall into the trap of the order of additions. Like the Red Sox don't deserve the benefit of the doubt in what's expected of them for additions this offseason at all. Obviously, they haven't earned that. But I do want to at least give time to see, obviously, how Soto goes, to see how Fried goes, to see how all these other, big pieces go before getting on them for, bargain hunting when they look at a guy that probably checks a lot of the boxes that they wanted to get in the bullpen.
And I think when you talk money, it's multiple years. In terms of actual AAV, it's not a cheap deal. Chapman, if he pitches, there's an incentive for another $250K. It'll be $11 million for a reliever. That's $3 million more than Chris Martin was making.
Yeah.
To be your closer, by the way, right? Is that what we all think? That
No.
No? Okay.
I don't think they're going to have.
Do you think there's no chance he's the closer? I think there's a chance he's the closer.
I think he'll have saves. I don't think he'll be the closer.
I think they're hoping that Hendricks has the job. They believe Slayton could take it if he kind of takes a step forward. Whitlock, they probably view more in the multi-inning role, but he could do it. He's closed in 21. Chapman, there will be times, though, if it's a pocket of lefties or something, I bet you see him.
Yeah, I'd assume it is Hendricks. That's true. It's funny. Hendricks has been so out of my mind that I honestly didn't even factor him in there. But
I would have Chapman ahead of Hendricks right now.
Yeah, I mean, it could end up being a competition. Yeah, true. He's fresher.
The craziest part to me about the Chapman signing was people digging up my old Chapman tweets, being like, "What do you got to say now?" And I'm like, "That." Like,
the same stuff.
Yeah, like, "Oh man, you're gonna have to delete these." I'm like, "Nah, you can reshare them if you want. I stand by all of them." They're like, "Oh, is he still a loser ass bum now?" Yep.
I'm surprised Jay Hay tweeted that. I was surprised at that. He's like, "Oh, people are gonna be digging up the old tweets and deleting them." It's like, no, this guy still sucks. Like he's still he's still a bum.
Hubs like screenshotted a bunch of my old Chapman tweets, and I'm like, "Yeah, and like the fuck, like." Are you exposing me by sharing what everyone already knows how I feel about Aroldis Chapman? Like, just because he's on my team doesn't mean I'm going to be like, yay, Aroldis.
It's a way different circumstance if it's like Aaron Judge. If it's someone that we've been chirping that's like a good dude, it's like, okay,
Juan Soto. Like, all right, cool. Like Juan Soto is a Yankee.
Negative Juan Soto tweets?
Yeah, like
no, I don't think so.
He might have the fewest negative tweets of it. Like, what do you chirp Juan Soto about?
There's probably like a play where like he dove and right and missed the ball.
Yeah, some fielding stuff.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
In front of the underdog sign in Kansas City. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that just to get more attention to underdog. By the way, he cares about the dog.
Yeah.
Gold Glove finalist Juan Soto.
Right.
People keep talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's only so much you can say. It's Aroldis Chapman. He's on the Red Sox. It's weird.
Well, it is.
I didn't see a single person happy about this. I didn't see a single...
I was going to say that typically you'll have like the contrarians. I don't think we really had any with this. It's like, this kind of sucks. And T, I don't know if we'll get to it now or later, but you had a great video, but it's long as hell, brother. That was longer than Gladiator. That was longer than part 1 of Wicked. Like we just got to trim them down a little bit. But the thing that, again, maybe it's Hendricks, maybe it's Chapman. Who knows who the closer is going to be right now. I'm just trying to visualize like Aroldis Chapman in a big 9th inning at Fenway Park, closing the door, and like it's just a weird visualization to have of him being the guy that ends the game and dope. Like I can't picture that at all, honestly.
There would be gunshots too.
Actually, yeah. That's
oh my god!
Is Aroldis Chapman the first Red Sox player to get booed on opening day before playing for the Red Sox?
The boo thing I think is overdone a little bit because he's going to be on the Red Sox and people typically don't boo.
I don't know. Players. I still think he's going to get booed. I don't know.
Maybe some. I don't know. By the time we get to opening day, well, I think a lot of it's just going to have to do with the vibe of the fans on what else they do this offseason.
Sure.
Just
like if Juan Soto gets announced, then
I don't think we care about Chapman anymore. It's like whatever happens, start opening day. Who cares?
Yeah, cool.
Who's the former GM that tweets a lot or front
Zach
office?
Zach Scott. Yeah.
Yeah. Him. He's going to knock it off.
Whoa, go, please.
Him being he basically said, we found out about this back in 2015 before the MLB and Reds did. We told the Reds that this was a bad guy. And it's like, you can't be taking that victory lap a decade later like that. That's not how this works.
For people who didn't see the tweet, he basically said they had Manuel Marco Hernandez as the two pieces, and they were ready to make that deal for Chapman. Found that stuff out and then pivoted to Kimbrel.
How does that change history?
Kind of crazy. You never have the Gleyber Torres trade and Chapman to the Cubs for that World Series run.
Yeah.
Kimbrel had 3 years of control on that deal.
I feel like that affects the Cubs and the Yankees far more than it affects the Red Sox.
Logan Allen becomes John Lester for the Boston Red Sox.
Who the hell is Josh Lester?
I'm doing it again. It's Yamamoto 2.0.
Well, Josh Lester had some good stuff. Didn't end up, having a career, but we thought at the time he was going to be better than John.
Yeah, one of the best right-handed pitchers I've ever seen.
Little fat. He was a little overweight. I think that was the issue.
He was like skinny fat. Like his legs were skinny, but he had like a fupa.
What was his best pitch, Jared?
The dick ball. That's what he called it. Yeah.
How do you throw it?
I mean, I can't even show you. It's like a trade secret.
It's YouTube.
Yeah. It's on Vine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Did you guys know that no Red Sox pitcher threw 100 miles an hour last year? I didn't know that. Spear had that in his piece that Chapman, I think, had over 200 pitches that were 100 miles an hour. Sox had 0.
Is that even cool anymore?
Fastballs?
They were 20th overall in fastball velocity in the bullpen this year.
Yeah, he's not going to throw any that fast. He's going to be only throwing sliders next year for Andrew Bailey.
Yeah.
But him and Guerrero, like those are two guys that Penrod, I assume he's going to probably start the year as a starter in AAA, but you at least have two guys who should be able to get it up to 100.
Cool.
And Wilson's high 90s.
You don't care about triple digits, Jerry?
Nah, I do. I'm just a fucking hater, dude. I'm just a
good guy to hate.
Hater, yeah. Yeah, baseball is dead. I was hating on Mookie, the whole comment section. They didn't even know my name. They were like, guy in the middle's fucking salty. Fucking guy in the middle's ruining the whole show, bro.
Yeah, where's Jared? Who's this dickhead with the glasses?
Yeah. I was hating on Mookie a couple episodes ago on Baseball is Dead. I was hating on Cody Rhodes on Robbie's podcast yesterday. And now I guess I'm hating on Aroldis Chapman, but I mean... History will show who's right there. Yeah, both of those are justified. Oh, actually, all three are justified. You know what? All three are justified. What?
He finished the story, Jared.
Oh, don't
Cody
even.
Rhodes stinks. I love. Can I say something real quick?
See?
Obviously, I've been a wrestling guy for quite some time. It's not like this was the first time I went to Jerry's to watch a wrestling event. Like I go to all of these. Roman Reigns is the guy, man. Like he's the face of the organization. He's the guy you give the 14-year deal to. I love people that don't yap like Jake, that just can get the point across without saying a lot, that's Roman Reigns. You know he's the dude, and he says next to nothing.
Yeah.
It's just the facial expressions. So
you know what that's called, Steve?
What's aura?
It's called aura. Yep. Steve came over for Survivor Series War Games, came to the dork party. First time ever attending. And let's just say he was captivated.
I loved every second of it. It was incredible. OG Bloodline till I die.
Yep, that's right. That's right, brother. Yeah, Steve actually came. I invited him.
And I came.
He said he was going to come. I didn't know that I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was just lip service. Yes, Tyler.
Did you guys order Papagenos?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you guys.
What? Why?
We can't get Papas?
Coley, get in on this. Fuck them, right?
You think you invented fucking getting Papagenos at my house?
No one else can get Papagenos?
Just like I'm kind of the Papagenos guy, so it's like kind of crazy that you ordered
that's
it. That's
funny because I've been having people over for wrestling shows before we started doing live streams and getting Papagenos. So like that
How many
came
fucking
from
restaurants do you claim?
A lot. I just tried Longhorn Steakhouse, this local cuisine in Wareham, and it was incredible. Honestly, very good for a chain.
You're really pushing it, T.
Me?
You haven't gotten tossed yet. You've gotten some
I don't
warnings.
feel well. Treat me
I
nicely.
don't either.
We got a pre-show.
I'm the one that's coughing and fucking sniffling over here. What are you
Also,
doing?
I'll make this about you. I'm very congested.
Shout out to your cousin, by the way. Great guy. We had a lot of good conversations during the wrestling matches.
He is great. He's one of the greatest people alive. One of my biggest regrets in life, missing his wedding for Seattle Mariners playoff game.
Oof.
Yikes, man.
I was hoping you were going to say Sox World Series or something. Obviously, I had to be at the Mariners playoff game.
That was the first playoff game in 20-something years in Seattle. Listen,
Couldn't miss it.
The job's the job. The job's the job, brother.
They have been
the job,
since, so to your point.
Might never again.
Yeah. I'm also just not a good time at weddings. I got one on New Year's Eve, and
that's the best. I tried to pitch this to Mariah. She wasn't having it. It's the best night to have a wedding by far.
No, I'm pissed.
I think it's great.
Listen, I don't want them to think that I don't want to be there. I do. I want to celebrate their big day. You know, it's D-Train's best friend. Like, I know the groom. I've known the bride. Like, they're all Saugus people. There's going to be a lot of Saugus people there. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing time. I know I'm not going to have a good time, though. But that's okay, because I'm going to make the best of it. And I'm just not a wedding guy. I don't even want to go to my own wedding. Coley?
Do you think at this wedding, maybe to have a better time, you're going to suck down some blue moons?
Yeah. That's honestly the only way for me to have a good time at this wedding.
Right.
I had a good time at your wedding, Coley, because I left early.
He did have to leave early, yeah.
I think that's why. I had a good time, is because I left before I had the chance to have a bad time.
Right.
Yeah. Once the music started playing, I was like, all right.
I got to drive Nate to my house.
Yeah. Yeah. And when we got back to my apartment, we had some blue moons there as well. That was a blue moon night.
I bet. That was a far drive.
Oh, yeah. Because some beers can say that they're brewed for baseball, but only Blue Moon is brewed by baseball. Beer and baseball, they just go together. And no beer goes better than the one that was literally born in a ballpark. Blue Moon was created at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. It's the natural choice for opening day and all season long. Yeah, I think for this wedding, this New Year's Eve wedding, I'm going to bring the Blue Moons. I'm going to make sure that we're having a Blue Moon wedding. I'm gonna make the best of it. And so, you know what? It's not so much like weddings in general. It's I don't like when people start dancing and stuff.
That's
get
not
really
you at
uncomfortable.
all. That couldn't be less you.
I get really uncomfortable. You know, loud music. Like, I don't mind loud music, but it has to be to the point where like I can at least hear you. Like, if we're like face to face and I can't hear what you're saying, I don't like that either. So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever danced? Have you danced ever? No.
I
didn't think so.
I don't think I would know how to dance if I had to. I've never been to a dance or anything like that.
You've never been anywhere where dancing's happening?
Hold that thought.
No, I like to sit with the olds.
From its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange peel. For a subtle sweetness and hints of coriander.
I've never seen anyone dance. Have you never seen anyone dance in person?
Blue Moon Belgian style wheat ales of one-of-a-kind beer that's made brighter. It's carefully crafted and full flavored with refreshing notes and a smooth, creamy finish. Blue Moon was brewed by baseball to give you a dose of nostalgia and get you excited for the new season. Why strike out with the same old beer when you can get something that is one of a kind? Its bold, flavored, bright explosion of color and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience that is perfect for spring weather. Best served with its signature orange garnish to showcase its beautiful hazy color. A beer this good only comes around once in a blue moon, but you can enjoy it all season long. Bring the ballpark to you with Blue Moon Belgian style wheat ale. It's a one of a kind every time. Get Blue Moon delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared to see your delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon, made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. You've never been to a dance, Steve?
Oh, no. Tyler, you've never seen dancing in person?
The only like dance kind of thing I ever went to was semi in 8th grade. But I had that thing where, you know, when I'm nervous and I start sweating a lot, like 30 minutes in, I was cooked. I was like, I got to get out of here. Like I had to go cool off and I went home.
One thing I've learned about T, he loves saying he's cooked. He is cooked all the time.
Every
and
day.
I feel like the line for you being cooked is very low. Like internet's not great. I'm cooked, guys. I'm cooked. Like I'm sweating a little bit, cooked. Like just this guy gets cooked so easily.
Yeah.
Easily thrown off my game.
Steve?
Oh, Steve again.
Just wanted to read some reactions that our listeners had to the Aroldis Chapman signing.
Oh, please do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Still hoping it's a joke. He's a guy I'd rather the team I cheer for go against than him being on the team I cheer for. I don't have a choice, though. This one came in from Jared. I want to die.
Mm-hmm.
Cole said he's one of the pitchers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Our guy, Mike, well, at least they didn't sign Diddy. Well,
Okay.
Kaylee, loyal listener. Kaylee's been around. Kaylee's an OG. What's up, Kaylee?
Fucking love Kaylee.
Kaylee's the definition of an OG. Put him in the bathroom, and that's an OG phrase,
Yeah,
Kaylee.
sure
That's a
is.
good job.
Mhm.
That's a good job there. Ryan, Craig Breslow, Red Sox, what the actual fuck are we thinking with this one? And then we got Lefty Depth. In other words, meh. So, some solid reactions. Kind of what you expect.
Yeah.
To Cole's point, I don't think anyone liked this, really. And if you
No.
did it all for baseball reasons, I think you were smart enough to not say that you liked it.
Yeah. That's fine. Whatever, man. It's going to be weird.
It's gonna be.
It's
I think it's just gonna be weird seeing him in the jersey more than anything else. I don't know if like baseball wise, I think we'll just get used to it. But
It's just going to be annoying when he blows a game that, like, that's going to just, like, I'm not going to be able to use my phone that night. Like, that's what pisses me off. Like,
Or
think
you can
about
just
it.
cloud
Think
on
about it
him.
this way. Like, I'm not even sucking my own dick here. This is just a fact. My tweet reacting to Aroldis Chapman signing with the Red Sox did bigger numbers than Aroldis Chapman's tweet announcing that he was coming to the Red Sox. Like, that's how much we are connected. Like, when it came out that this individual was signing with the Red Sox, more people thought, haha, Jared, than, oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting move for the Red Sox. So now, for the rest of this year, whenever he fucks up, it's almost going to be like, I fucked up. Like, it is going to be fodder for online bullying and harassment. And you know what, Tyler? We don't bully here. We don't bully. We don't harass.
Fuck did he go?
going to be a very interesting experience for Yankee fans. Either way, He's
Unmute
blowing
if
his
you're going to
nose
blow
now.
your nose.
Nah, he's being nice by muting. Oh god, that's a lot.
Oh,
of snot.
God.
I have
Jesus.
respect, okay? I have respect. Fuck you.
Dude.
It comes back looking like death.
You know what? You know what else is crazy about my my recent bout of whatever this is? I've gotten one nosebleed in my entire life. I've gotten 3 during this sickness. I'm not a nosebleed guy, but
Good
I've
cook.
now had 3 intense nosebleeds after only having once my entire life.
Are you having
Cooked,
headaches?
What? One question at a time, please.
Headaches? Do you feel them?
No.
Good.
Okay.
Nosebleeds are like a sign of something being very wrong in your brain sometimes.
I mean,
No,
I
that's
think it's
ear
probably
bleeds.
because I'm like,
Oh.
Yeah.
Good take.
shout out
It
to
is.
Garrett for putting together the top, I believe, 55 funniest moments of the year
Dude.
for Section 10. Is it 55?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what Garrett does with the rest of his life, but I think he spends all his time dedicated to our show. He's
a Section 10 team historian.
Right, that's his job. That's what he gets paid to do.
Yeah, I said to put it in his bio. Guess where it is? It's in his bio.
Yep.
Coachable. So shout out to Garrett.
You're the best, Garrett.
Yeah.
He's coachable. He is coachable.
More than coachable. Whereas Tyler is still struggling to figure out how to get a video rant out there in under 45 minutes.
Longer reactions than The Godfather, Tyler. Yeah. Come on, let's clean it up a little bit.
Putting out podcasts in video form on his Twitter account.
You guys will say something negative about me. I'll take a chance to be positive. Coley, I thought your video was excellent.
Thank you.
That's how you take care of negativity. You turn it around with some positivity.
Okay. I didn't see Coley's video. What was it on Chapman?
Yeah.
What would you say, Coley?
Yeah.
Thought it was bad.
You weren't on board with that shit?
I didn't need 4 minutes to say it, but I did. I was like, this is bad. So yeah, I'm not pumped. And it's like, you go to the Savant page and it's just like, this guy, like, there's not a ton to be like, this is sick. But the only positive angle I can find from this is it's another guy on the Pirates they were paying attention to last year. They traded for Priester. They've signed Chapman. I still think if we're looking at, as Rob Bradford reported today, Red Sox might trade for a pitcher. Wow. What do you guys think about all the reports? Because not just Bradford, it's everyone in baseball for every team right now.
he's making ridiculous faces, dude.
That last cough was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
He's doing cartoon sneezes.
The hardest dab I've seen since 2017. It was all time.
I wish we had instant replay on this podcast.
This guy's dying over here.
How are you always sick? This is the third time that you've been sick since the All-Star game.
My immune system is failing very badly.
Yeah, but why?
You look like a sick guy. Like,
you do. You look like you're a carrier.
He's got what people get.
He gives it. Yeah.
He gives it. He definitely
Thank God he's not dancing with people. He'd be a super spreader.
Whenever people get it, it's like, I think I know the guy that gave me this.
Tyler, the All-Star game was 4 months ago, and you have been sick 3 times. That's alarming.
The crazy thing, though, before that, I hadn't been sick in like 2 years.
What do you think it is?
I think there's something in Wareham going on that the people aren't talking about. I'm not really familiar with what's going on. I think the Brockton tap water,
the cozy welcome vibes to Wareham by blaming them for your sickness.
No, like the Brockton tap water just made you different, man. It just made you stronger. I feel like now that I'm sipping the juice out here, I'm not feeling as good.
Sipping the juice. Well, maybe don't drink from your tap, dude.
I get thirsty.
Yeah. Well, drink Poland Springs water.
No.
Right?
Expensive.
No. The Bear? No.
Yeah.
No.
There's a lot more expensive waters out there than Poland. I wouldn't be in my top 7 if I was ranking expensive waters.
Man, the first time I went to Disney when I was a kid was when I realized that Poland Spring wasn't like everyone's water. And right. I had like Dasani for the first time, and I was like, PU. Oh my God.
If you're trying to spend money, it's Fiji, right? That's the water that costs a couple coins.
Poland. I mean, if you're listening to this right now and you don't live in the New England area and you've never experienced Poland Springs water, I don't think that you know what water tastes like, really. Yeah, the springs, Poland Springs water that's water to me.
What's their catchphrase, Jared?
And they write that on the bottles, by the way. This is written on there.
So what it means to be from Maine.
What it means to be from Maine.
Then after that.
Yeah. What it means to be from Maine. And yeah, man. Maybe that's what you got to switch to. When's the last time you had some Poland Springs water tea?
I don't know, man. Yeah. I haven't been drinking a lot of water in general.
Oh, no way.
Oh, actually, no. I was sipping this thing. I got this Dunkin' water a couple weeks ago.
That's a classic water right there.
Yeah.
That's
Classic
No free
water.
ads, by the way.
Like,
They
No
always
free
put a
ads.
receipt on water,
Literally
to make
just
sure
like-
they make it right.
toilet water from Dunkin' Donuts.
That's my order at Dunkin'. It's a water and 2 orders of hash browns.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Have we heard any updates from the Red Sox on, like, I know they're not doing winter weekend, but are they doing like anything to celebrate Jesus?
No
No.
words, none.
No Christmas at Fenway?
No Christmas at Fenway, no winter weekend, no Red Sox winter
Why is there no
Wonderland.
winter weekend? So I must
No,
have
no
missed.
Santa's Enchanted Village.
We talked about
Don't
it on
talk
here
about
about there
that.
being no winter weekend, but why and when was that announced again? Is Sam Kennedy said it?
I think
Yeah,
he was
it
just like, nah, we ain't about that shit no more.
Yeah. He said it like that?
Yeah, which is weird, but I don't.
Yeah, he's like, nah, fuck that shit, fam. We ain't doing that shit no
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
No cap.
Shit.
Yeah.
No cap. We ain't doing no winter weekend no more.
Yeah, I don't
fam.
know why he said all that, but
That's Sam though. If you get him at the right time. That's Sam.
yeah.
That's silly, Sam.
So he
Mhm.
said, yeah.
He likes to get silly.
Yeah.
We ain't fucking with that no more.
Yeah. Yeah, but why though? Like I don't know. And
It
that's
sounds
why
like
it was
they
on
wanna
us. Like,
do
is
Christmas
there
at
still
Fenway.
time? Is there still time to do the Section 10
Christmas
Christmas
party.
party for our religions?
We
With
got to plan it like now.
Jake, where the fuck are we gonna do this?
I
We could
thought
do it
was
after
Christmas
Christmas.
Eve at the Garden.
House of Blues?
Do we want to do that? Like, do we want to do it in Boston or do we want to do it somewhere like low key?
the loon.
Like, I don't want to have it somewhere that fucking Bon Jovi could just walk up in there.
That is true.
Like, if we had it in like Milford, then like Bon Jovi's not cruising around. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we had it in like Melrose, something like that.
Beverly?
Beverly.
Let's have it at Endicott. There we go.
Beverly. Yeah, we gotta find somewhere that is low key that has a capacity of 3,500 people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we need to do it now. Like, we need to like put our heads.
No, we got to
together
lock
and,
this in right now. This has to be locked in like today.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time left
No, 3 weeks to the day.
until Christmas.
Right, my
21
math's
days.
right there. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
21 and 4 is 25.
Well, this isn't really
what
about.
Tyler, did you forget Christmas is happening this year? What was that? Face?
I need to get ready, man. I gotta start. getting
Damn
my
it,
life
the
together.
gifts, right?
Thought this was an off year.
I know.
Oh, you know what
Leap
I was thinking the other day, Coley? Now that I'm the godfather to your son, I gotta get something fucking obnoxious for Christmas this year. I gotta get like a fucking balloon house for this boy and just have it delivered via like just freight truck. They just roll up one day and they're like, sign here. And then just next, it looks like the circus is coming to town. It's just truck after truck after truck. And they just assemble it out in front of your fucking house. And it's like, Merry Christmas.
They build a new house around my current house.
Yeah. Just out of balloons. Yeah, I gotta come through with like a first Christmas gift for my godson, because he's obviously gonna be like, where are the goods at? Like, I heard you're the obnoxious gift guy. So where's mine at? So I gotta give it some thought. And I'm excited for the opportunity. I've never been a godfather before. There's no real like kids in my family. I don't have nieces or nephews or anything like that. I guess I mean, that's not fair to say. I guess I do have a niece, but I've never bought her anything. So this is really my first crack at this whole like, Christmas buying thing for a baby.
Coley, I know I don't have any like ownership or relationship with your children or anything like that.
I don't like
Could I
Why would
submit
you
a gift?
have
Ownership
ownership
was
of
tough.
his?
That-
Or
That's the first
what I
word.
mean.
Son.
You know what I'm trying to say.
They banned that decades ago.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Could I submit a gift?
Why are you
I
saying
really-
submit?
You're
Heavy
picking weird
approval
words per
process.
usual here.
Coley?
Like I said, it would need a heavy, like I would need to know what, like it can't come wrapped. You know what I mean? I need to examine this thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like Toys for Tots. Like you gotta do it. Oh yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, we have Section 10 Christmas sweaters.
I didn't know those were live right now. If you're listening,
On
get
sale.
them. Limited edition.
Limited
Section
edition.
10, gotta build them crew neck. They got a little bit of everything in there. Shout out to Corey for the design. A lot of Easter eggs. I guess not Easter eggs because they're just right on there, but that's definitely not what Easter egg
Christmas
means.
eggs. Yeah.
Yeah, they got some Christmas eggs on here. This is awesome. This turned out great.
Section10merch.com. Get your ugly Christmas sweaters.
And
Are we
go to
still
limited edition tab, by the way. That's where you find it.
Got to hammer that tab. Are we still going to do our Secret Santa?
I didn't know we were doing that.
We talked about it on the program.
I wasn't
let's
here
do
for
it.
that. I wasn't here for that.
No, yeah, it was the episode you missed.
Yeah.
I feel like for the Christmas party, we should just do a massive Secret Santa. Like, to get in, you have to bring a gift. And then that would bring a lot of people closer if everyone's kind of getting a gift from a fellow Section 10 listener.
I like that idea, Steve.
That
I don't know
feels
if Tyler
dangerous.
knows. Tyler, do you know what Secret Santa is? Do you? Because you had the look in your face of like, what is this?
No, you guys took the time. It's, you buy
What is
a
it?
gift where everybody shows up and you don't know who's going to get the gift. And then they like pass the gift around and whoever the last person
He has
is.
the gist of it. He has the.
It's close
it.
enough.
Yeah.
That was good.
Elephant,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. This was Family Feud. Like, we're counting that. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah, but we got to get planning on this.
Well, worst case, we can just all meet somewhere, right? Like if we can't get a venue, let's just be like, we're going to such and such bar or whatever.
There's no
Okay.
way we can't get a venue for this.
No, we can, but it's pretty late. Tyler?
If we can't, how about we like show up at a local restaurant and take the entire restaurant over?
There's worse ideas.
Maybe
This
a
dude
place
just
where
wants to,
kids
like,
eat
have
free.
I think I know what restaurant you're gonna recommend.
I had
here.
99 for dinner tonight, T.
Shut the fuck up. What'd you
Straight
get?
I
up.
had it for lunch.
There you
Whoa,
go.
Coley?
Well,
I didn't know.
no.
Whatever. Jake?
No nines for me today.
Yeah.
Okay. Jared,
That honey
Steve, I respect
barbecue
you.
wrap. Oof, so good.
Mm. Yeah. Well. You guys want to talk about Juan Soto?
Let's do it.
He hasn't signed yet. Tyler?
I did have one more Aroldis Chapman thought.
Yeah, perfect timing. Yep. Go ahead.
What's his
you
caper
asked
nine?
before we were going to change topics.
I mean,
I
we
do think-
changed. We were talking about Christmas. Go ahead.
We were kind of in the middle.
go ahead.
Last year, 9th percentile average exit velocity. That was a major drop off from 2023 where he was 91st percentile. So he did start to get hit really hard. I think if you're looking for like a pretty steep drop off, none of his pitches were getting hit hard, particularly in terms of batting average or expected batting average. But I don't know. He started running into some louder contact, and that can kind of be a sign that people aren't fooled by the stuff as much anymore.
What was his FIP?
It was very good. It was actually 304. Tanner Scott's was 292. Who is that?
Juan Soto.
Hasn't signed.
Yep. All right, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
HelloFresh,
Mm-hmm.
Steve.
Yes, Jared. That is so correct, my brother.
Yep. I know you've been doing the HelloFresh. Jake has too. You know what? Shout out to Jake. Look at Jake. Look at the weight that Jake has lost. He's putting in the work in the gym. He's eating healthy meals. He looks like a completely different person from when he started working with us. Shout out to Jake and shout out to HelloFresh, Steve.
With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. We love the holidays, right, T? T, you like the holidays?
I love all of them.
But with how busy they are, we're always looking for ways to stress less. HelloFresh helps make mealtime manageable, saving you from searching for recipes or all that grocery shopping. Just pick your meals and everything you need is delivered right to your door. Every HelloFresh recipe includes high-quality, sustainably sourced ingredients like produce that comes fresh from the farm. I've had HelloFresh. I feel like we've all had HelloFresh at some point. HelloFresh has been a super loyal sponsor to the show, and the meals are incredible and very easy to put together. I suck at cooking, so they just make that the whole process. It's not a confusing process with HelloFresh. Get 10 free meals at HelloFresh.com/free section 10. Applied across 7 boxes. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's 10 free HelloFresh meals. Just go to HelloFresh.com/section 10. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
When Tyler finishes blowing his nose, he is going to take us down the winding road of Juan Soto rumors. There's been plenty of them since the last time that we all got together. I can already see the YouTube comment. It took them an hour and 20 minutes to get to Juan Soto. I can't believe it.
Only 50.
T, start at the top and power through the Juan Soto rumors since we last met with these fine folks watching and listening at home.
So everything kind of blew up on Thanksgiving. It started early in the morning. Beyond Average Mick, who's part of the Kirk Minahan universe, right, puts out this report that goes extremely viral, goes absolutely nuts, saying that the Red Sox have agreed to a 12-year deal with Juan Soto. It will be announced in the coming days, but the deal is done. Nobody knows. People were hyping him up because he had 2 stories in the last couple weeks that ended up being right. Jim Montgomery getting fired, who everyone knew was going to get fired. It was only a matter of time. He had nailed the usage for Porzingis in his return as well. So there was this big buildup that, hey, maybe he had it. Jeff Passan ended up shitting all over him by the end of the day, saying, go enjoy your Thanksgiving. Stop talking about it. But there was a lot of buzz throughout that day because Hector Gomez put out a tweet about potential Red Sox offers to Juan Soto. He added it 13 years, $625 million. Mike Deportes on Twitter had it at 12 years, $600. Had also reported that there was a conversation with Rafael Devers that was about an hour where they seemingly connected, called the Red Sox a strong suitor. But after Passan cooled everything down, all the rumors kind of stopped for, about a day. Then you had Randy Miller go on WAFN, and that was really the strongest thing we had seen Red Sox related to Soto throughout all the reporting the last couple weeks. And at that time, he goes, it's between the Red Sox and the Mets. The Yankees aren't willing to go to $600 million. They're at $550. If they have to go to $600, they're going to pivot. It'll be Willy Adames, Max Fried, however you want to frame it. That continued to just sit out there, and he ended up doubling down on the article, saying the Red Sox were a favorite, maybe the favorite a few days later. You get to that Monday or the Monday of this week. John Heyman gives the update saying, hey, 5 teams are still in it. They're through the first 2 rounds. Jack Curry ends up shitting all over Randy Miller's report, saying the Yankees are happy with the way negotiations are going. They felt like they had productive conversations. They really haven't been panicked or feel like they're on their way out. After that, you get the Andy Martino news that good chance this whole Juan Soto thing is done before the winter meetings even start on Sunday. But even for those expecting it to be, over by the end, it seems like it was coming sooner than that. Ken Rosenthal then last night comes out and says, all the teams that are still in here have offered $600 million. He was kind of pointing away from the Blue Jays and the Dodgers in that article, mentioned the Red Sox being a surprising force, which was, a little hype and gave maybe some people who thought the Randy Miller thing was strong. But if you look at the Ken Rosenthal stuff, clearly if the Yankees have offered $600 million, Randy Miller's outlook on anything Yankees related was wrong. So the strongest piece of evidence you had that the Red Sox were maybe the favorites or this emerging force, his report gets completely pissed on by Ken Rosenthal. Scott Boras yesterday also had Blake Snell's introductory press conference, says that Soto's in the process of starting to eliminate teams. Then you go all the way to today where we have the Jeff Passan report that, no, the 5 teams that we've been talking about are still in this thing. There's going to be another round of reports or meetings this weekend, and that's when Juan Soto will make his decision. People were pissed because Alex Spear also put out a report today saying the Red Sox were not one of the eliminated teams. Well, Jeff Passan saying no teams have been eliminated. Spear saying, well, the Red Sox aren't one of the eliminated teams, but didn't clarify what the teams were. And I think I'll throw one thing along with all of this. Mark Feinstein said he didn't speak to one single baseball person, agent, executive, anyone who said that they thought Juan Soto was going anywhere but the 2 New York teams. So those are really all the rumors that have kind of happened since the last time we spoke.
I kind of tweeted this earlier today, but if you take every report at face value, no one actually knows what the fuck they're talking about. That's why I don't get worked up about it. And on Thanksgiving specifically, I think the only thing I tweeted was I was thankful for Juan Soto, and the internet took that as the Red Sox are signing Juan Soto. I was like, it is a Thanksgiving themed Juan Soto tweet. That's all that was. And people, when Passan tweeted that, all the fake reports, people were like, he's talking about you, dude. I'm like, no, he's not. I didn't report anything. I've been tweeting about Juan Soto every day. Did not report a single thing about it. And the Hector Gomez report about the numbers, I had shared that. People are like, oh, well, now you're sharing the fake, you're spreading the fake news. I was like, I believe Hector Gomez. I believe that report. What is inconceivable about the Red Sox offering $625 million? Because now, aren't the reports as of today that it could get up to 700? That it's going to take that 700 something million to be the winning bid. So what is so inconceivable about the Red Sox going to 625? Apparently that the winning bid is going to blow that out of the water. So
I don't think none of these recent reports, and it's hard to know what's real and what's not. None of them have really moved the needle for me that much. I feel like it's still gonna. I guess the one thing that actually consistently was reported that I like to hear is that it's going to be done soon. I think that's something that jumped out where it's okay, a lot of people.
How about the fact that they're just still in it?
No, for Red Sox purposes, yes, that matters a lot. And I know Lou says that every day, and I agree with him that it's every day that goes by and the Red Sox are still in it, that matters a lot. But I'm just glad to hear that it's going to end soon either way.
Yeah.
The Thanksgiving thing, I hate that he's Mick too. It's we got Mick. we got the Mick. I don't love the same name thing going on there, but yeah, it was more nice just to have reports and rumors going around, just because I don't think I treated any of them seriously. It was more just nice to be all right, I can kind of doze off and think about Juan Soto on the Red Sox. That's all. It's not like we actually, I don't think a lot of people ran with that. We're oh my God, it's definitely going to happen right now. Maybe some people bit the bait there, but the Rosenthal one of it's over $600 million for the Contenders. We could have all kind of assumed that. That's not really moving the needle that much. Them saying that, Poppy, Devers, and Pedroia are all talking to Soto, I probably could have assumed as much. That's not really doing much for me. So at this point, it's just, happy that it's probably going to be over soon, because it does feel like there's an eeriness around the Soto news now, similar to a pre-storm feeling. You just don't know when the lightning's going to strike. We're now in that territory of okay, it could actually happen at any point now. Whereas before, I think it was just a lot of chatter that didn't amount to much.
I'll tell you when it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen on Tuesday, because that's when I'll be in fucking Disney at the Pop Warner cheer competition. So I fly Monday. I fly there Monday. Tuesday is the competition. And I think Wednesday and Thursday we're going to bop around the parks. So Tuesday, when I have no service, either I have no service or I can't do an emergency podcast because there's going to be a bunch of screaming 11-year-olds. That is when the news will break. I'll still find a way. I already said, listen, this is you guys need to understand, this is the most, if it's the Red Sox, this is the most important news that could happen of maybe this decade. So I got to do what I got to do, but the baseball gods know where I'll be next week. So it's the winter meetings, and I got a gut feeling that it's just going to line the fuck up.
For all of our sakes, for your sake, specifically being on that trip, I hope you don't have the Mickey ears on and you got to read Juan Soto staying in the Bronx for 14 years. That would be one of your worst moments ever. I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
I know, I'll be on that ride, what's that ride?
Small World.
Yeah, it's a small world. And I'll just have a fucking noose around my neck if he's going back to the Yankees. Just like, oh, it's the happiest place on earth. And I'm just like, you motherfuckers. But that's probably, I could totally see. And the thing about the whole Juan Soto thing, because every day I get asked, where are we at? What's the vibe in the scoop shop? Has your percentage gone up or down? I've been at 17% the entire time. I've never heard anything that made me want to go down. I've never heard anything that made me want to go up. I've been at 17% the whole time. I'd never considered them the favorite. Even people were like, I went on MLB Network the other night and people were reading into the fact that I said, like, I like their chances. And I was like, you're disregarding the first sentence. I said, I don't love their chances, but I like their chances. If all money is kind of in the same ballpark, I like the Red Sox chances because of all the secondary factors. But if the Mets come in and have, 80 million above the Red Sox offer, then it's like, okay, then yeah, we don't have a shot. He's going to take the money. Like we've always known this about him. He's going to take the money. But if we're in the same vicinity of, I don't know, 15, 20 million, then you start looking at the secondary factors. That's when I like the Red Sox chances because I like their future better. I like the fit. I like the market. I like the team, like everything for Juan Soto, the history. I like all that stuff for Juan Soto better than I like the fit with the Yankees or the Mets. And for whatever reason, people are just completely disregarding the Blue Jays. Like they could come in with the best offer, but like
that's the rumor right now.
But for whatever reason, everyone's just like, that's cute. Like you could offer $1 billion. He's still not going to go there. But that's just kind of like my thought process. I've been at 17% of all the reports that have come out. Like, this team's the favorite. That team's the favorite. This team's the most aggressive. This team is still in it. The Red Sox are still in it. Like this person is talking to Juan Soto. Everything, every piece of news that has come out about Juan Soto in the sweepstakes, nothing has moved me above or below where I've been this entire time, and that's 17%.
I think the only thing for Red Sox fans that would have gotten you going is that Randy Miller article and that interview. Like I sat there after hearing the interview and seeing him write it, I paid $5 for a daily
American
because I wanted to read the article because it was just this pure like, hey, the Red Sox are serious. They are the team that's kind of standing out at this point. They told Juan Soto they're going to go sign a big free agent starter. They're going to go get a big free agent bat. But even that, it follows kind of like a lot of the other reporters that are putting stuff out there. He has a checkered past. There was Aaron Judge stuff before he came back to New York where he was pushing heavily. He was going to San Francisco. He had Pete Fairbanks just about coming to the Yankees at the trade deadline this past year. But then you're going to get the people who look at Hector Gomez and look at Mike Rodriguez, and those guys have both been credited with stuff, but they've also had moments where they've missed. Mike Rodriguez today reported that he was talking to people close to Soto, and they were saying, oh no, the Yankees are definitely his top choice with the Mets a close second. The Red Sox and Blue Jays are a little bit back. Spear quoted both him and Hector Gomez in his article today, giving them their credit, which they have hit stories. But you also talk Mike Rodriguez. He got bodied by Jeff Passan 3 weeks ago for a fake Willy Adames report.
No one knows the fuck they're talking about.
No, yeah.
No one knows.
It's the same game.
Just you got to just like sit back and wait. I have not taken into account anything outside of the Spear report that the Red Sox are still in it, and whatever reports that were saying that they are actually trying. That they're one of the teams that have gotten to 600 million. Outside of that,
doesn't it bring you some sense of joy that it seems like it's almost over? Like that, I actually believe those reports that that's to me like a where there's smoke there's fire thing. There's a lot of people saying it's going to happen within the next week. We've just seen so many reports coming in from random people, from actual reporters, from reporters we kind of trust but don't really trust. And it's gotten to the point. And T-Dog, you've been grinding. You've been doing a good job. You had one today that was tough, but. There's there's been so many rumors out there, so many stories out there, and we're hearing some stuff here and there. A lot of stuff we're hearing is not about Juan Soto. Just to further what Jared said earlier, it's just going to be nice that it's over soon. We've talked so much about Juan Soto, and there's been so many photoshops of Juan Soto and the different jerseys, I forgot he's like still living day to day. Like he's still an active human, like every single day, and is seeing all this stuff and he's the kind of dude that I think is loving every second of this. I think, the whole baseball world is like, we want you here. We're obsessed with you. We want you to sign here. So that's got to feel nice.
How many screenshots have you seen from people being like, Juan Soto looked at my edit on Instagram, on my story? It's like, he's looked at all of them. Like he's loving this shit.
Not going
every
as far
time
as
his
Vladdy,
phone
though.
rings, someone offers him $600 million. I would be,
I'd be pumped. Yeah,
he's having a good time right
now. Anytime soon.
Yeah.
And he's getting ready. Scott Boras is about to, go to the winter meetings. He's going to introduce him with his new ball club. He's going to have this whole new fucking scene show up. He'll be the story of the winter meetings, and he knows damn well all the fun happens right after him too. So he signs his deal, and then the whole offseason pops off.
Some of these other big names just want to have a good Christmas, and Juan Soto is just holding that hostage right now.
Yeah. What I don't want to have happen is Juan Soto signs with the Yankees or the Mets, which feels like that's the most likely outcome. And then Red Sox fans are like, there goes the offseason. Because that was never the plan. Like we were this was always a bonus to be in the mix for Juan Soto. It was, and I know what Coley's thinking right now. It shouldn't be. Like we should be one of the teams that are involved. And I agree with you. Like we should be. And that's what I've been pounding my chest over all fucking year about wanting more stars and wanting the Red Sox to be the Red Sox again. But realistically, looking at the situation when as recently as September, like we weren't supposed to be in this thing and we were, and it got to 600 million and the Red Sox stayed right there. Like they're a finalist, like they're in it. Some may say that's not good enough. I say that's not good enough. But that it can be not good enough and the offseason's not ruined at the same time. Does that make sense?
If they offer near top dollar and they don't get him, I'm not blaming them. I'm not blaming them at all. And I think that's part of this whole equation that people aren't really factoring in that much. We've talked so much about Juan Soto potentially coming here. Now I think we're mentally trained to expect that if he doesn't, that's a major failure. It's like, no, you went for one of the top dogs. To Jerry's point, 2 months ago when Coley brought this up on the program, I thought 0% chance. It's clearly gone up from 0% chance. So you can still have a very productive offseason with the names that are out there, even if you don't get Juan Soto.
He still has to want to come here.
Right. That
exactly
is why it would be a failure. Because if the money's the same, he's saying, I don't think your shit smokes. Like, I don't care about these players. I don't think Rafael Devers is good enough number 2. Like it would be, you haven't set yourself up well enough for this type of move. And I don't ever like all the reasons I wrote about this, all the reasons people have for why he would sign here are nonsense reasons. Like, well, David Ortiz played here. He's not going to play with David Ortiz. That's not like
just never going to speak to him again either.
Yeah, well, he will. Like, there's sentimentality to that too. I don't think it's nothing, but it's not the reason he's going to sign 13-year contract. The prospects are cool. I don't know any sport where anyone gives a fuck about people who've never taken a major league at bat. Like that can't move him that much.
Isn't it funny the amount of times the DR thing's been brought up? Like we talked about it, and obviously Jared's from the Dominican Republic, so we have somebody on the show that's a local. But I feel like that's been mentioned in so many tweets and articles. Like we all know Manny and Poppy played here. Like it's not as if Juan Soto needs to. Wait, you had a great career with the Red Sox and like you had fun in Boston. Yeah, okay, we know that. Like let's
Manny
get past that
commented
part
clapping hands underneath a picture of Juan Soto. Like, what does that mean? It's like, no, he's clearly just showing him support.
Manny thinks he's signing with the Yankees. That's why he's pumped. Manny's a Yankees fan over everything.
Going home to the Bronx.
It's tough. Like I'm very excited for it to be over. If he signs with the Mets, I'll be relieved. If he signs with the Yankees, I'll be furious. If he signs with the Red Sox, my thing is, if he signs with the Red Sox, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Same.
But where would that rank? Like, if you were to rank that amongst the championships, where would that rank?
Definitely.
Don't do this.
What are you talking about? Rank it with the championships? It's not ahead of championships.
I think I think that feeling of
feeling
elation is right up there.
What was the last post that the sale is the first one that kind of came to mind for me, but what was the last tweet breaking that had Red Sox in it that got us like, holy shit?
Sale.
Is there someone I'm
David
forgetting?
Price would be before that.
There's nothing since.
JD Martinez, like you played the game and won it.
JD's
everyone's waiting that out though.
I mean, we knew he was coming here. For
Exactly.
I think like JD's signing was like, let's go. Chris Sale trade was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. This would if we get the breaking Soto tweet, like that's worth whatever the last like 3 or 4 huge breaking Sox tweets are worth.
I genuinely don't. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind if I read that. I don't know what I'm going to do.
What are you going to do if you're holding my godson when the news breaks?
Fucking Gronk spike, dude. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's in danger.
He'd understand.
I'm going to have so much instant like Len Bias didn't feel the high I'm going to feel.
Wow.
If
cause of death, Juan Soto signing with the Red Sox.
That's a good way to go.
I'm not in great shape to be handling this kind of news. Like I can't even imagine.
Well, just to sit there and not only see Red Sox fans lose their mind, like, holy fuck, we got the great, the best young player in baseball today, but to also watch Yankees fans absolutely have to sit there after all the shit they've talked about the Red Sox being broke boys, not being these big spenders anymore, and you have to eat that shit. That is wild.
Let me talk about those fucking assholes for a second, because anytime Heyman says anything, they're like, this is leverage. This is leverage. And then today, Heyman's like, I feel great about the Yankees' chances. And they're like, see, it's Boris's guy telling us. Wouldn't that tell you the Yankees are out? If that's what I'm led to believe about Heyman, doesn't that mean they're cooked, in Tyler's words? Because after he said he likes the Yankees' chances, he also still brought up Max Fried and Willy Adames. So that doesn't exactly tell me that they think they're getting Juan Soto. And if Juan Soto, this is the only thing I keep selling myself on. He's played for 3 teams already. If he's already thinking about leaving the Yankees in general, why wouldn't he be thinking about leaving New York entirely? I don't know that he'd just want to go across town and have to live with that every day. Or he can go to the true rival and be like, listen, these people got my back at least. Like, I'll still hear it when we go there for the rest of my career. I'll probably love that shit. But I won't have to live with it.
If anything, there's an element of that where that would get Soto going. Like,
sure.
Nice. Now I'm going to be a villain in a place for 14 years. Like, that's incredible.
That's incredible.
Let me take that.
I also thought Heyman in that live stream today, he was hitting every button he possibly could for Scott Boras. He talks about, he's like, I've never felt better about the Yankees, but also, did anyone realize how happy Juan Soto was when he met Steve Cohen? They hit it off. They had this awesome meeting. I'm like, damn, are they about to talk about him and John Henry going on a date together? They went and got dinner and did something. Like, every button he could push, he was hitting during that live stream.
He's so shameless.
He brought up like, he liked it in the Yankees clubhouse. He loved it in the San Diego clubhouse too. Like, I don't know. It's just very funny to me when people are like, oh yeah, you're falling for the Heyman bait. And then it's like they fall for it the next day.
You know, by the way, when he has nothing new. And I love BR. I love doing the streams with BR.
He never has anything new.
There's never anything new. So he'll just kind of comment on what the chat's saying. He's like, oh, the Phillies, they didn't get him. They probably didn't want him. Yankees, they could because, he was there. They went to the World Series. He's just mentioning all, like, the obvious points. Like, all right, you have no new news. That's how this is.
Last offseason, every week, Jordan Montgomery and the Red Sox. Jordan Montgomery's wife is working in Boston right now. And the Red Sox, listen, I know John Henry's been busy with his soccer team, but I hear they want to spend. It just seems like a match made in heaven. He said it every fucking week for 3 fucking months. Didn't change the delivery, didn't change the line, no added reporting, nothing.
He's the king of just rewording shit and saying the same thing over and over and over again. And a lot of times it doesn't come to fruition.
That's been everybody this
agree.
month. It's been infuriating. And it also looks like it's not exactly confirmed yet, but reports out of LA are saying Teoscar Hernandez is about to nail down an extension or I guess re-sign with the Dodgers, which really isn't that surprising, but
still sucks.
Well, that's been the argument that, some of the reporting has said that they think they're playing the Juan Soto sweepstakes to put pressure on Teoscar to re-sign, to get a deal done early. I wonder if we hear they get eliminated over the next 24 or 48 hours.
I don't think they're in it. I do think he wants to be on the East Coast. I do believe that.
Well, closer to family, right? Like and the trip to the DR is shorter to that level as well.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure they said the family has some kind of
Fort Myers.
or Fort Lauderdale, one of those.
I
in New
heard
York.
Myers earlier today from, I believe, Heyman said Fort
Yeah.
Myers.
So they got 2 spots on the East Coast, so that's where that adds up.
Who's Fort Myers for what?
Where his family lives.
Really? How the hell is that the first time hearing? Fort Myers?
Or
That's
Fort
what
Lauderdale.
they said.
some
It
are
could
saying.
have been Lauderdale, but that I heard Myers, and that made me think we play in Fort Myers.
I was going to say, I just put the two together. That's our spring training park. Soto's coming in.
Jake, how you feeling about Juan Soto?
I feel like the fact that you're going to Disney gives us a real shot. I think if he signs while you're there, that's just classic Jared timing. And yeah, I hope we get him, to be honest.
Yeah. So I like we have a hotel room together, like D-Train and the girls, but I got a room to set up podcast equipment. So I have like a room for us, and then I basically got like a podcast room, just in case.
If Soto signs with the Red Sox while you're in Disney,
Mhm.
can we get a reaction video with like the Mickey ears on, like in the park? Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wherever I am, that's where it's happening.
I just want the
I
Mickey
hope-
ears, really. I think that would add to the video.
I kind of hope you're surrounded by like thousands of cheerleaders so you can scream with them. Like it's just all
Yeah.
of you
They're all
and
just going nuts.
thousands.
Like,
bananas.
yeah.
He's doing moves too. Like this
Yeah.
guy's into it.
Just doing backflips.
In
Yeah.
first place, Jared Carrabba's solo. We've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, this guy, he just won it all on enthusiasm. So he really
improvised. He was
encapsulated
good,
the spirit of what this is all about. So.
Some old cheerleading coach is just like, now that's pep. That's cheer.
You can't teach that. The kid's got the thing. He's got it.
He's got the fucking pep.
That's why I got in this job in the first goddamn place. Marcy, did you see that shit?
He doesn't care that he doesn't fit in. He might be older. He's still got the
He's
energy.
still got it. You know what I'm talking about with that spirit. Yeah. So yeah. I can just see that happening. You know.
Have you guys?
I just don't think I'm getting through that trip without a Juan Soto announcement.
No, it's coming on that
Yeah.
trip. Go.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet on the lower on Tuesday, but the higher on the second you take off from Logan.
Ooh. Well, I'm flying Monday.
Monday it is.
I'll go before. I think it breaks Sunday night.
Ooh.
I mean, either way, this is probably our last recording until Soto signs. Likely, feels like. Because don't the meetings go to Wednesday?
Yeah. That's going to go over really well when we're in Disney and they want to go to a park at night. And I'm like, I have to do a podcast.
Mm.
But hey, listen, that's what you signed up for, brother.
I've done
Especially-
them from Florida.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got suspended.
Oh, you did the shopping down there too at that nice store.
The hat, the safari hat.
Big hat. But what are your guys' reactions to the reports that the Red Sox are gonna sign a pitcher or maybe trade for one or promote one from the minors or bring one back from retirement? They're all options are on the table. They've exhausted all avenues.
The trade one was crazy today. Like we haven't been sitting here having conversations about Garrett Crochet for the last month. That every reporter has put out there. You know, I know they said it cooled recently, but we know the Red Sox have been checking in on that market and looking at pitching. Like, how are we acting like that was some wild statement that like, hey, guys, trade market? Like the Red Sox are exploring pitching
They're
on
in
the
it.
trade market? Are you
They're
kidding
in
me?
Yeah, but they still might sign one. Don't rule out them signing a pitcher. Don't rule out them trading for one. And I get like where I kind of appreciate Castillo, he's just like tweeting about UNC basketball. Like
Yes.
he's not making shit up. Like he's not just like, man, I got to get a tweet out. Like, no, he's just like Drake May is at the UNC game tonight. Like I'd much prefer that.
Yeah, I just if I don't have nothing, I'm not going to give you something. And that like people, I get texts every fucking day about Juan Soto. What can you tell me? I'm like, you know I know everything that's out there, and whatever's out there is what I know. I'm not withholding anything, and I'm not gonna make something up to seem more connected than anybody else. Like it's just different with the high profile guys. Like I've certainly heard things on pretty much every other free agent. Like I feel like in the scoop shop, I've dropped some knowledge on other free agents that are available or other guys that may be available via trade, but I don't have a Juan Soto plug. I just don't. So I'm not withholding anything. I'm waiting just like everybody else. And I certainly do not get caught up in the day-to-day bullshit reports that are out there.
Well, I think Passan is kind of the poster boy for I'm not posting if I got nothing. And then to me, it's the scale just goes down with every other reporter of like the amount of time that goes by. I need to say something. I need to put something out there. That shouldn't be the point of reporting. Like you should literally only report if you have something to report that not literally everybody knows already. So when you see those out there, it's like, okay, I can tell enough time went by where you felt the need to say something. And to me, that's even worse than not saying anything. Like, don't just throw things out there
make
for the hell of saying
interesting rumor. If you're just going to pull something,
might as well make something up at that
cool.
point.
Attach someone. I don't know. Do something.
Yeah.
I've seen people start to talk about Jared Jones. And I know
that's the new Fernando Tatis.
I know it's not sourced from anyone but me. Like
but you.
Yeah, that's not like maybe the Red Sox are talking to the Pirates. It would make a lot of sense based on how they've acted since the trade deadline. But that's not a thing that anyone else came up with. Like that's not a real thing.
If you ask Red Sox Twitter, Jared Jones is on the trade block and they are begging someone to take him off the Pirates' hands. Begging. Ugh.
Crazy.
I've seen him everywhere the last week. Even like Stats was like, yeah, I see people mentioning him, but like, I don't know, is there a report or something? Like anything I can use or cite as a reason to believe?
Yeah.
Has Stats been tweeting, by the way? I haven't seen Stats.
Yeah, he's on the Sky. He'll pop over to Twitter once in a while, but he's a Sky guy.
Okay. It's been a lot less stats than I want. Need more stats.
I mean, he tweeted, was it Feinstein again? Someone tweeted out like 5 scenarios for the trade market. I know you saw it, T. And the first one, maybe it was Bowden. The first one was trading for Crochet and leading with Casas. And Stats tweeted, popped over to Twitter and was just like, I'll kill myself today. I promise you.
I think the only things he's tweeting now are just letting you know that he's going to kill himself if like a certain thing happens. Like, I just need to update you. You're not getting any tweets from me if this projected trade happens.
Yeah, Bowden's new package for the Red Sox to get Crochet is Wilyer Abreu, Tristan Casas, and Connor Wong. Should get you close to what it requires.
Should get you in the ballpark.
You're starting the conversation. Get the fuck out of here, man. No way in hell. And I like Garrett Crochet. I'd actually say I love Garrett Crochet, but not for that.
No.
I think the farthest I'm willing to go, I'll have the Marcelo Meyer conversation. I think if you truthfully believe he's Tarek Skubal, if you think he's that guy, I think you can justify it, especially if you're targeting a Nolan Arenado or something like that. As we mentioned, and you're moving Devers to first, that kind of fills up the infield for at least the next 3 years. Then you can walk down that pathway a little bit. But Spear did also have the report since the last time we recorded that while some people think Wilyer Abreu could headline a package for, a cost-controlled young starter, most people believe you're going to need more than that.
Just don't dry hump me. Don't, Steve?
I got a Stevie P guarantee.
Wow. Okay.
Please tell me this is what you tweeted about today.
Tristan Casas is going to be the opening day first baseman for the Boston Red Sox. He's going to be there. Like, the more I break it down, the more I think about the situation, I would be genuinely stunned if he's not there on opening day for the Sox. Like, there's a lot of layers to it, obviously, but trade value wise, I don't feel like it's anywhere near where it could be even after this upcoming season. Anybody talking about the contract stuff of like, oh, well, they need to know if they're going to, spend big money on him right now. No, you don't. You got him for 4 more years. You have control. Even Breslow talking about this is a guy that can have 40 plus homers, be up in 110, 120 RBIs. Why is one of the top power guys that you would have on the team? Could be one of the core players of the team. I get it. Like in Coley, when you mentioned the Vladdy stuff, and I know Lou's on it a lot, calling him a pig, which I will always love. That's a different discussion. If we're going to talk about Vladdy, that's a whole nother talk.
The Vladdy thing today, right?
Yeah. See, that's to me, that's the social media thing I care about. if a player is liking a post that's directly linking to your team, I think that matters. But yeah, Stevie P guarantee, Tristan Casas, opening day first baseman.
That's a risky Stevie P guarantee. Also, I forget where I was listening or watching something on Vladdy, but it was like they were throwing around numbers of what it would take to, I think it was like a Toronto media outlet. And they were talking about like what numbers it would take to re-sign him. And they were like, yeah, like if he repeats the season that he had last year, this year, then 350 is not going to be enough. And I was like, 350?
What do we think he'd get? What do we think Vladdy would get?
10,350 would be my.
I thought it'd be a little more than Raffy.
If he repeats this season, right?
I think
he's got a like. Look at What did Raffy get? 330, 313.
Yeah. Well, 331. I think the extension was like 310 or 315. Something.
So Vladdy's got a Gold Glove. He plays a defensive position. I mean, if he can repeat what he did last year, or if he can do what he did in 2021, maybe 350 is not that crazy.
Yeah, I think if he repeats what he did this year.
I kind of forgot he's 25.
Right.
He's so
on his side.
ridiculously young.
10,350 would do it. Like that's the number I've had in my head. Honestly, before this season, people will pay for potential. And obviously he hadn't had a season like the one he just had since 21, but he's a Guerrero. Like I think everyone in baseball is kind of in agreement with what this guy's supposed to be.
Well, I think we've had a lot of people pretty comfortably putting Casas in a trade package for Vladdy. And it's like, you do remember that's for 1 year of Vladimir Guerrero Jr., right? Like, you know that you then have to pay him probably $350 million on top of that. So I would hope you're not giving up Casas, Marcelo, like go down the list just to now have a contract negotiation with Vladdy.
No. I mean, I still like I wouldn't trade Casas for Crochet. I think that'd be an insane decision.
I agree.
Like,
that'd be wild.
You want Gilbert or Kirby?
Even like, yes, definitely. Like they're both aces for sure. But like Jared Jones to me, it seems like such an easy fit for both teams. Like I know I originated that and all that shit, but it does just make a lot of sense to me. The Pirates have been begging for a guy like Casas, and while I do think his value isn't the highest, I don't think it dropped a ton. Like I think other teams out there don't know the day-to-day media shit that goes on.
Yeah, which is good.
The only people who speak negatively about Tristan Casas are people in this city. That's
Red
it.
Sox
Everyone
front
else,
office,
everyone else is like, Tristan Casas, this guy's the next Joey Votto.
Yeah, I think the whole league still they're like, he broke his fucking rib. What was he supposed to do? I think that's how everyone else in the world views it. I don't think there's a cloud over his value right now.
And I'm sure they're floating him, right? I'm sure they're, including him in potential conversations. But if we're just talking percentage chance that he gets traded, I think it's pretty low. I think it's lower than your average fan would put it at right now.
There are definitely fans who want him gone too. So that's skewing how they're thinking about it.
For reasons that are stupid. But yeah. Then there's some that are fair reasons too. I'm not going to say
it's hard. It's hard to ignore. Rosenthal's been talking about it since August. Like I know.
He'll talk about it when he's not asked about it. They'll ask him something about Soto, and he's like, "Did I mention the Red Sox want to trade Tristan Casas?" It's like, all right, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to trade Tristan Casas, but I am open to the idea for the right name, like throwing out names like Jared Jones and Vladdy Jr. Like, sure, let's talk.
If you're putting Devers at first base, I'm out. I want to have a conversation.
I would only trade Casas for Vladdy if Soto was announced. I'm not doing that outside of that. I would just wait for free agency. If we don't get Soto, I'm only going to talk about Vladdy for the next 12 months.
Well, trade and immediately sign, right? You'd want to have that done before the season. Like if you're going to acquire Vladdy, you're just going to let him. But I'm just curious of what it's going to take to get Vladdy, and then the chance you'd only have him for a year. What's even the point of that? That just doesn't make.
Well, no, I wouldn't trade for him unless we got Soto.
Oh, just let him hit free agent. Oh, okay, yeah.
Let him hit free agency because that would be a poor use of assets for sure.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, because he wants to be here.
Hey, he liked the post. That means something.
He liked the post. He loves the ballpark, and he hates the Yankees. Yeah, hates them.
Vladdy and Raffy on the same team. We've done the whole like Vladdy, Raffy, Soto. Like let's Vladdy, Raffy. That's still sexy.
Yeah, any combination of those two, I'm all in on.
That's why, like, my Dominican flag throat tattoo tweet, I included Teoscar Hernandez, knowing I was like, we could get 3 of these guys. There's no way we're getting 4 of them. So, like, I can throw this tweet out here. But, like, really, like, I wanted to tweet Soto, Vladdy, and Devers, but I was like, I'll throw Teoscar on there just so I don't have to get the throat tat. But those are the 3 I really want.
They've been floating Vladdy playing third base this year, too, for the Blue Jays. So I don't know if he ends up getting a lot of time over there. I think that could change the equation a little bit from obviously a bat first baseman. If he can show he can handle third with, he's more in shape these days. Who knows? He might show up kind of fat
he played
again.
Some third last year.
Very limited. I think
Right.
his first start was like September or something like that.
It was it was middle of the season because I had him in fantasy, and once he got third base open eligible, I think it was like July.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, they're open to that option again as they kind of configure things. But I also wouldn't rule out when Juan Soto picks somewhere besides Toronto, they might just fully melt down in that front office. That might just be full blown like, holy shit, the window's closed. Like Ross Atkins out of a job, Mark Shapiro, like we're screwed. I think that's on the table too. You just got to hope they don't flip him somewhere else. And then you're kind of redoing the Juan Soto thing in a lot of ways, right? 1 year. Is someone willing to take the risk? Not only to compete, but to have a shot at an extension.
He'd have to be the heaviest third baseman in baseball, right? Vladdy?
Devers?
I think he's bigger than Raffy. They're close.
No,
yeah,
he's lost weight.
Yeah.
It's tight.
He's lost weight.
He has, but him losing weight, I think, still has him in the conversation for.
I would want him at first. I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I don't want him at third. I don't want either of them at third. Like ideally, that's my first baseman in DH.
Yeah, imagine Juan Soto in left, Vladdy at first, Devers DH,
run prevention,
and Nolan Arenado at third base.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't think that's insane.
And he'd have some big swings. Don't forget that. Arenado would have some big swings here. No doubt about it.
And if Soto, like if we get Soto, I am comfortable risking 1 year of Vladdy because I think you could win the World Series in that 1 year.
Yeah, but then
why would he
just
not
come
want to
back?
stay?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, as long as you're in the ballpark. And I think he's like, I'm just going to crush dingers here.
Yeah.
That's all he's done here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are his Fenway stats? They got to be crazy.
Yeah. Duran in center, Roman Anthony in right, Soto in left, Nolan Arenado at third, Julio Lugo at short, Christian Campbell at second, Vladdy at first, Kyle Teal behind the dish. Who says no?
Who's playing short again?
Julio Lugo.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to need Trevor Story.
Marcelo
in that
Meyer.
defense.
Lugo?
Marcelo Meyer.
If Nolan Arenado's coming here, I don't know what you're doing with Marcelo Meyer.
Huh?
What are you doing with Marcelo Meyer if Nolan
Shortstop.
Arenado's
What's the
here?
rush?
What's the rush?
Steve?
Yeah, what's the rush?
Steve?
Vladdy Jr. has a career average of 356 at Fenway Park. His OPS is 1054. 10 homers, 44 RBIs in 46 games at Fenway.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, he would be a
350.
sicko here. He'd be an
25
absolute
walks.
sicko.
Why not us? Why not us? Now that's the plan.
Lock me into some bad defense. Keep Raffy at third. Casas
When
at
you score
first.
12 runs
We'll
a game, it
DH
matters
Vladdy.
less.
Fuck it. I want all the swings. Give me all the
I
swings.
do like the idea of lock me in for that. Give me that bad defense, man. I
You know
fucking
what?
love it.
We could keep Casas a part of this and make everybody happy here.
Where's Tristan? If we got Vladdy, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no.
Some center.
Vladdy's going to go play.
Where's Tristan in center?
yeah. Casas is going to play first base. They can split some time at first base. Take
Why?
turns at DH. Devers can go in there a little bit. Soto in left field. We can make this whole vision happen. We don't have to get rid of Casas.
There you go. Oh, that's a good Photoshop.
Maybe
Corey.
third's not tough enough for Devers. We've been looking at it wrong because we talk about he makes the tough plays. We get
Yeah.
Devers at short. Now we're
Put him
talking.
behind the plate.
We need to like fuck up the grass in front of third base. Just like put some divots over there. Next thing you know, platinum glove, Rafael Devers.
Mhm. Mhm.
No one's talking
No,
about
we-
that.
When you were on MLB and they showed the projected lineup, I was like, well, why would Soto ever sign up for this? They got fucking Rafaela at second.
I
They have
almost
Story
said
batting
take it down.
fourth.
Take
I
it
was
down.
like,
Don't- he might
Dude,
be
take
watching.
this
Pull
down.
this shit.
You gotta be kidding me. He said, who's hitting behind me? No.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to take that shit down.
Hey,
Who is it that Meller told us that Nomar would tell him like specifically how he wanted the grass in the infield? Maybe that's the thing for Devers. We just need tall grass. We just need to slow these balls down, give them some more time to field.
Mm-hmm. Or just put him at DH and put Nolan Arenado at third base.
It's pretty simple.
So last time we talked about Arenado, people were like, well, they wouldn't want Yoshida because they want to shed salary.
I haven't even thought about Yoshida.
No.
He's not Dominican. So that's
correct. That's fully correct.
He's got that going.
Can we respect from the
what
DR?
he's been doing?
Huh?
He has been traveling.
Dude, he's in Niagara Falls right now.
I know he's you know what he's doing? Like when he goes on these like travel tours, that's where he like gets his power from. Every time he sees a historical landmark, it gives him power. So that's why he was like, we got to go to Niagara Falls.
That bird
also
was so close to him.
I know he's just one with nature. That's the thing. Like whoever was filming it too made it clear. No, this isn't just about Yoshida. This isn't just about Masataka. Like this is about the area. This is about the falls. This is about the bird. This is about the environment. I respected that. He's a tourist through and through.
What
Japanese
if he just like
Snow
retired to tour the world?
I feel like the Sox would be pumped. They didn't have to.
No, honestly, they might pop
thank
bottles.
God.
Thank God. You don't have to pay the salary. You don't have to be the fake DH. This is great.
Yeah.
But we look at guys who generated swing and miss last year. There is another pitcher on that team who has also demanded a trade, kind of, who we've seen.
What team are we talking about?
The Cardinals, the Fightenheims.
Oh, Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray is high up on that list of swing and miss guys last year. And it's only, I think, 25 per over the next 2 years. Like, it really isn't.
There's no concern there after he melted down in New York that he would be able to handle Boston.
He's been so good since then. Like, I definitely hold that against him, no doubt. But if they're not trying, if they're back to being the small pocket Red Sox, like it seems like they are.
Whoa.
There are worse ideas.
They have a $600 million offer on the table, Coley.
Sure, they do.
He'd be $30 million once they reset the deal with the trade, because the first year of the contract was only $10 million. He's on the books for 25 this upcoming year and 35 for 2026.
Okay, that's still 2 years at 30 isn't terrible.
Yeah, you're going to pay him ace money, and like say what you will about the 3.84 ERA, like the FIP was only 3.12, like you said, $11K per 9, but he's going to be 35 next season.
We just signed a 37-year-old closer. You didn't bring up his age once.
No, but it's a 1-year deal, right? This is going to be 2 years. And I think the other thing with Sonny Gray, it's like workload, which 160 innings this past season, 180 before that. Before that, he was a little up and down, but smaller guy. Are you worried about him kind of being the number one guy here with those concerns he had in New York?
I don't want him to be the number one guy by any stretch.
Oh, so you're talking about him being like the second edition, like in that maybe Nate Eovaldi, Walker Buehler tier?
Right, exactly. Like you're overpaying for that, no doubt. But in a world, are you really? With the deals we've already seen, I don't think that's that crazy compared to, like, I'd rather that than Kikuchi at 23 or 21, excuse me, for 3 years.
When's the last time that Red Sox news broke while we were recording? Was it Jackie Bradley Jr.?
Probably.
Jeez.
The Alex Binelas trade.
Yeah.
The David Hamilton trade.
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything this season, right?
Nah.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, they did nothing, right? That makes it a lot easier.
And that was right before Steve left, too, wasn't it?
What news?
Yeah, it was.
The JBJ trade. Was Steve even there? Were you?
I wasn't there.
Gone?
I don't have any recollection of this. No.
Yeah, he was already gone.
Yeah, I was out of here.
Do you have something? Is that why you bring that up?
No.
Yeah, what is that?
No, I'm just asking.
Okay, you were almost making one of your faces. So.
No.
It was a borderline face. That's what made me ask the question.
Yeah, not quite there, but close.
Tyler?
Can I ask you, Jared, about something from the past week? You responded to Buster Olney and kind of were like, hey, Buster Olney's like, they're still dealing with the impact of Mookie Betts not getting paid here. Players don't want to come here. You kind of just jumped in immediately. Were like, that ain't fucking true.
Correct.
Can you expand?
Yeah, I've talked to multiple players that are either free agents or on the trade block or whatever that are like, yeah, I'd love to come play for the Red Sox. So like the idea, like Buster Olney tweeting, oh yeah, ever since they didn't pay Mookie Betts, players really don't want to play for the Red Sox. Like, not true. Like specifically like this offseason in particular, like I have talked to multiple players that are like, fuck yeah, like if they come correct, I'd love to play for the Red Sox.
That MLB piece that came out today, the round table.
Oh my God.
Anthony DeComo, you cunt. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
No, this is justified. Cook Coley.
What did he
If
say?
if you wanna chirp the Red Sox for how they've acted the last 5 years, you're correct. Everyone in the world agrees with you. When you start saying you widen that scope to the last decade,
Yeah,
plus,
that was crazy. I did see that. You're
well,
right.
it was decade or so. Like it was longer than a decade, which
Includes
gives us
the entire
2013
Dabrowski era.
It's fucking way dumber to double that time and be
Yeah.
like, yeah, they really haven't signed anybody or done anything of note like the winning teams like the Mets and Yankees. What the fuck reality? No teams won as many, or I guess now the Dodgers have technically tied the Red Sox with as many World Series titles over that very stretch you're talking about. The Mets, listen, I like Steve Cohen. I like what they've built. I like the team they just had. To act like he's gone out and really done anything in free agency yet, this could age super poorly in a few days, but yet he hasn't. Like he's talked a big game. He has not backed it up in any world, especially this one.
Yeah.
The Yankees, you'd be fucking kidding me. They printed a back page that had Manny Machado and Bryce Harper. You remember either of those fucking guys on the Yankees? Corey
Patrick
Seager,
Corbin.
is he on the Yankees? No, they haven't done anything other than re-sign their own players. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Also, the Red Sox made David Price the highest paid pitcher in baseball history over that span.
Still
Right,
the
and then
highest paid
Garrett
lefty
Cole.
starter of all time.
Actually, the next day it was Zach Greinke.
Lefty starter?
Well, yeah, I guess lefty. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
but yeah, I don't know. There's been some wild takes out there, and
Terrible.
I choose to just protect my peace. I'm just gonna stay here in my little corner of the internet and wait for the Jeff Passons of the world. That's all you can do.
I do like a big part of this is the result of you don't have enough to talk about that actually has value, that's actually real. So you just start spewing nonsense. I feel like we've been in that territory for a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
They're
And there's
basically since Snell signed, so a week.
And there's just so many clout chasers.
Oof, it's bad.
But the Snell signing should be a great indicator that these reporters, like no one had anything close to that before he announced it on his own Instagram. It wasn't Snell's imminent. He's going to get this done. It was all after the fact, retrospective. Oh, it makes sense because it took so fucking long last year.
It's the Dodgers. Yeah, no shit. Like,
Yeah,
oh, that's
like-
why, because they're great. Okay, yeah, that's why. Like we all knew that.
I am curious with the Max Fried buzz right now, how that plays out. Because I feel like he might be an immediate domino that falls right after Soto.
Did he
like
get linked
as
to the
they pivot
Yankees
from
today?
Soto.
Yes.
He had a Zoom meeting, 90 minutes. Michael Kay said he spoke with someone from Max Fried's camp, not the Yankees. I'm not telling you to believe that. That's just what he said. But they had a 90-minute interview. Longest he had with any of the teams he's interviewed with so far. Apparently really liked what they were saying, what they were talking about. And, you know, they're planning to have another meeting very soon.
Yeah.
Has anyone come out of these like Zoom meetings but just
That
hated
meeting
what was
sucked.
said?
The Red Sox had
really
a Zoom meeting
yeah.
with Blake Snell. It's the same as the
Shit
Juan Soto.
meeting.
Who's had a bad Juan Soto meeting?
It went terrible. He hated the whole pitch, and he's not going
the
there.
projector wouldn't work. I spilled
Yeah,
coffee all over him.
Projector, whatever.
He was sweating. It was really hot in the room. He hated it. It's like,
I
come
called
on,
him
these-
John. I knew I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I'm
Reaction's
waiting
always
to
the
hear
same.
about that first shit meeting that takes place. All right. Anything else?
Blue Moon.
We did that.
Oh,
No,
the
but,
player of
once-
the year,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
once in a blue moon player.
Yeah.
Kevin Pillar.
Yes. Trying to play again in 2025. Good for Kevin Pillar.
As a freshman at Cal State University in 2008, Kevin Pillar hit .379. His signing bonus of $1,000 with the Blue Jays was so little after taxes that he needed to ask his mom for some additional money so that he could have enough to buy an iPhone. Kevin Pillar is our Blue Moon Player of the Year.
Congratulations to Kevin Pillar on the Blue Moon Player of the Year. That's awesome. I love Kevin Pillar. Great guy. Great guy. Red Sox legend.
Local kid.
Quincy Market. He has 10 years service time, yeah? I believe so.
I believe he just got it at the end of the year, if I remember correctly.
No, because I remember, I think I congratulated him on 10 years service time.
He cleared 10 years of service time in July.
I didn't talk to him in July.
It was July 6th.
He also said like he was done. Like I think he said he was like 98% sure he was retiring. So it is kind of interesting to hear he's trying to come back. But he was pretty good with the Angels.
So congrats on a hundo. May 6th, 2023. What was that? 100 homers?
Must be.
How many home runs
he played for the Fisher Cats?
Yeah.
T, how many home runs he got career?
114.
Yeah, so that's what it was. I said congrats on 100 homers. Yeah. Congrats to Kevin.
Kind of stunned. I'm just stunned he didn't play in the Cape. This guy has Cape League written all over him. He is a Cape League caliber player, but never played in there.
Made a hell of a catch on opening day in 2020.
Who could forget?
Bullpen wall.
Yep.
That kind of catch comes around once in a blue moon.
Yes, it does.
That's right.
Do you guys remember who he was traded for when he was here?
He was traded for what team? The Braves?
Rockies.
He was traded for Did we ever have Ubaldo Jimenez?
No, sadly.
No.
That would have been awesome. I loved him. I don't know. Who do we trade him for?
Jacob Wallace.
Who the fuck is that?
He was like a relief prospect.
Where is he now? Jake. Book Jacob Willis.
Hey.
Book Jay Willis, please.
Yeah, I need to know what went wrong, brother.
And then do you know who he was traded for that came to Boston?
Wait, what? Who was
Jacob Wallace was then flipped for another player
that came to the Red Sox?
Yeah. 2022 offseason.
Who could forget Jacob Wallace for an infielder?
No.
Pitcher?
He's from
Yep, still in the Red Sox organization and resembles a player that is now on the Royals.
It's probably Wyatt Mills.
Boom! Good job, Steve. Steve, did you look it up?
If I'm just tossing out a guess, this feels like the Mills deal.
He signed us.
Boom! Boom!
We're coming from Tommy John.
Drilled it. Perfect on that one.
This is why Tyler is like so kidnappable. Like he's just perfect example.
Candy's in that van, you say? Wow.
King size, you say? Wow.
I put my faith in
Twist
people.
my arm, why don't you? Yeah, I'll get in the van.
Wait,
You
Jared,
don't-
what that was like, what was his name again? Tex? His name was Tex, right? When you had that Barstool moment where he was trying to do scuba.
Mhm.
Like, that just reminded me of that. Nailed it! It's
Yeah.
like, come on, brother.
Are you sure? No.
I love you, T. 101,
Thank you.
T.
T, you're the best T.
That's right.
Best T.
Yeah, T's up.
Tease
All
in the
right,
chat.
Doc.
Anyone else got anything you want to add? Coley?
Just fucking pumped to see if they trade or sign us for a starter. Oh, they got all the options.
It's
It's
coming.
the report of the day.
If that report's true, something's coming down the pipe. Jake's takes?
I'm about to put on an absolute clinic editing these coughs out of this episode. You're not going to hear a single cough.
Just know that Jake is a wizard with editing, but also know that I fought for you today. All of you. I battled.
Thank
You were
you.
grinding.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'd like you guys to applaud me for battling as well.
Bobby Dahlbeck. Bobby Dahlbeck.
Congrats to Bobby Delbeck on the new Target deal. Really happy for him. Thank you. That's my final thought.
Closing thought real quick. I had put this in a tweet in Spanish, but I am going to be doing honey mustard reviews this offseason on my TikTok at _Steve Peralt because I couldn't get into my other TikTok. I forgot the password, so I had to make the new account. So trying to find the best honey mustard in all of New England. A lot of people saying Town Spa Pizza, which I haven't been to before. Yeah, they said Tyler likes it. You like it?
Yeah, very good spot.
Okay.
Good bar
A lot
pizza.
of people recommended that, so going to try to find the best honey mustard in all of New England. Very excited about it. What's that look, Jerry?
You're going to go to Connecticut?
Probably. If somebody has a recommendation and it's really good, I would do it.
You would go to Vermont for honey mustard.
Yeah, to try to find the best one, of course. You know how much I love honey mustard?
Yeah, but you're not driving like 4.5 hours because someone has honey mustard. You're not.
I might do it. Is Vermont 4.5 hours away?
Vermont's impossible to get to. They don't want you coming. You got to go all the way
Okay,
up
then
to
we'll
Western Mass
chop out
to go
Vermont
up.
then. Okay.
It's
We'll try to keep
probably
it.
in Vermont. They
Probably,
have,
yeah, the odds are high. Yeah.
They probably have like a delightful like maple syrup honey mustard that just goes absolutely bananas.
Yeah. I think like the highest point of Maine will take you like 6 hours to get to.
Oh, no. I would take me 6 hours.
Yeah, see?
What's the, there's like an easternmost point in Maine. It's like Lubeck?
Yeah, it's Lubeck.
Lubbock?
Lubbock, I believe.
I think it's
that's
Lubbock.
Texas.
Lubbock, Maine. Yeah, I want to get there too this offseason. So those are the two goals.
Yeah.
Closest state to Africa. People don't like to talk about it, but it's true.
Yeah.
Jerry?
I got nothing. I just want to make some tea because I'm tired of coughing.
We have voicemails coming up.
Oh, no.
Cool. That's the bonus pod?
Mm-hmm.
You can make tea and then we can do that.
Yeah. Have
All
some tea while we play some voicemails with tea.
Boom.
Tea with tea. New segment.
All right. Like a D train firing up the kettle. All right. Back on Friday for the bonus pod. And then after that, it's the Disney Soto episode. You know, don't know where he's going. All we know is where he's been. So we'll see you Friday for the bonus pod. And Soto to the Sox. Fingers crossed. We'll see you then. This is Jared. Signing off. Hopefully for the last time without Juan Soto on his baseball team. Saying, ba-doop, doop, doop.
Buenas noches, amigos.